Further strikes go ahead. Mark Ashdown, BBC London.
And don't forget, you can keep up to date on our website, the changes to the tubes, etc. Let's turn now to the war in Ukraine, where, as we've been hearing, the situation has intensified. And the United Nations says 700,000 Ukrainians have fled the country. Some have crossed the border into Romania. Well, one London couple has flown there to see how they can help. And it's from there that they've enlisted friends back here in London to organise much-needed essentials to send. Nikki Ford has been speaking to them.
Petru is Romanian and Kate is from Ukraine. When war broke out, they flew out from London to help.
When this actually happened, it was an absolute shock. We fly to Romania and try to do whatever we can here to help the Ukrainian refugees. That's the best we could do in these circumstances.
Arriving at the Ukrainian and Romanian border in Siret, they were shocked at what they saw.
I've never seen people walk in fields with just the luggage, with moms with children in the dark, with luggage dragged after them. That was, you see it on TV, and that's my experience of it, and just how vulnerable they were. And
as they travelled, they talked to people about their journey.
So they just jumped into the car with whatever they had under the shelling.
Kate finds their stories are a painful reminder of what's happening in Ukraine.
People are trying not to cry. That's one thing. I talked to mainly women arriving, and it gets quite emotional. I often ask them not to share that with me personally, because I'm Ukrainian as well, and it's extremely painful to hear all that. I'm from the east of Ukraine, and it's where the fighting is. It's where my family is right now. I'm extremely worried.
At this refugee camp, a kilometre from the border, they're concerned things will get worse.
If the war continues, the pressure in Ukraine will grow. And a lot of people leave even the relative safety of the West to the neighboring countries. And this is what we're trying to be ready for, because we're talking about, well, they're expecting at least 500,000 people in Romania, and they're saying up to 5 million across Europe. So it's a huge amount of people.
That's why they're organising a collection in London for essentials.
Want to collect as many things as possible. There's a certain, with the things we're expecting to see next week, there's a certain limit to what money can buy in an area that will might just run out of basic supplies. So that's why we're trying to ship them over, so there's more goods rather than just money.
They're urging anyone who can to donate. Nikki Ford, BBC London.
And actually, we can go live to one of those drop-off points, a church in Kensington, where we can join our reporter Bhavani Vadi. Hi, Bhavani.
Hi, yes, I'm at St James's Church in Holland Park, where the Romanian community has galvanised support from people of all backgrounds. The donation drive has just started here. You can see volunteers busily sorting out essentials like clothes, toiletries, medicines and much, much more. The aim is to get help to Ukrainians fleeing for their lives and for safety on the border of Romania. Now, joining me now are actually two volunteers. Alina actually heads up one of the charities leading this. Alina, tell me, why is this personal for you?
Firstly, because I'm human and I care about people in need. And secondly, because I'm a Romanian of Ukrainian descent, born and raised on the border with Ukraine. 8 years ago, we had Russia take away that land and take families out of other families. So 8 years later, here we are, trying to do the best we can for people in need.
Just describe to me the kind of support you've received here.
We started very humbly on social media platforms, and we just hope that it will roll and the message rolled, because people care for people in need. And we had people just either hearing our message or just walking by and seeing the flag and just stepping in to help.
Okay, and Lucy, you're actually from Ukraine. It must be a really difficult time for you.
Yeah, I'm Ukrainian. My mother and my sister are in Ukraine now, as well as all my Ukrainian friends. They're staying in Kiev. All I can do now here in London is volunteering. We are so appreciate all the support world gives us. Please donate Ukrainian army. Ukrainians are very brave people. Ukraine is very small, but I'm sure we will win. And we have to fight Russian aggression all together.
Okay. Just tell me, what kind of difference are you hoping to make with this kind of drive?
We just want every Ukrainian person that can and sees any of these efforts of any organization involved in this, that they are not alone, they're not lonely, we're here by them, and if we want to make them feel valued and that we're stronger together.
Thank you very much. If you want to help, there are collection points around the capital.
OK, Bhavani, and to your guests there in Kensington, many thanks.